Yo, what is up guys? Anthony here, back with another Destiny Child video. And in today's video, I wanted to go over 10 tips slash pieces of advice that I have for Devil Rumble for beginners and maybe intermediate players of Destiny Child that want to get more involved into the Devil Rumble in the Night World. So it's the tab right here, Devil Rumble, and this is the PvP side of the game. So in this mode, you can obviously receive tons of league rewards, so this is the first point I want to go over. And depending on the tier that you're in, you will receive a certain amount of crystals, and if you're in the top 100, you will receive various of other rewards such as gold, which are bonus rewards, and evolution material, evolution childs. So I just want to go over the tiers really quick, and then we will get into the more in-depth pieces of information that I have about Devil Rumble. So first of all, you guys will all start a rookie league once you start playing Devil Rumble. You will receive 450 crystals and 10,000 Rumble coins if you do end up in this position. Next, you will move up to Ruby League, which will vary from 900 crystals to the highest tier of 1500 crystals, and a minimum of 20,000 Rumble coins to the highest tier of 26,000 Rumble coins. Then you will move on to Bronze, which at the lowest tier, Bronze 1, you will receive 1800 crystals at the end of each week and 30,000 Rumble coins. At the highest tier Bronze, League 5, you will receive 2520 crystals and 46,000 Rumble coins. This is where the crystal amount starts to get higher, and it's a pretty good crystal reward just for playing weekly. And then we get into Silver, which starts out at a base of 2700 crystals, so basically a free 10 summon each week at this point, and 50,000 Rumble coins. At the highest tier of Silver, you will receive 3420 crystals and 90,000 Rumble coins. In Gold 1, you will receive 3600 crystals and 100,000 Rumble coins. At Gold 5, you will receive 4320 crystals and 180,000 Rumble coins. So this is where it starts to get pretty good for the rewards weekly. Starting at Platinum 1, you will receive 4500 and 200,000 Rumble coins, and at Platinum 5, you will receive 5300 crystals and 280,000 Rumble coins, which this is the best reward if you're just a casual player and just not trying to reach into the top 100, which I'll talk about right now. We can see here on Platinum 3, I used to be Platinum 5 consistently, and I once was in the top 100 actually, but now I've just kind of just played more casual in Devil Rumble, and I kind of fell off a few tiers. And actually in the past week I missed my Platinum 5 by 2 games, so I would have stood there this week, but I missed it by 2 matches, unfortunately. But yeah, let's get into the top 100. So starting at the rank 56 through 100, you'll receive 3,000 bonus crystals. So these are additional rewards to the Platinum 5 rewards. So you will receive 5,300 crystals, 280,000 Rumble coins, and then 3,000 additional crystals for small Aurora blobbies, and you will also receive 100,000 gold. And then this starts to get higher. Once you get to ranks 34 through 55, you will receive 4,000 coins and so on. And then through ranks 21 through 33, 5,000 additional crystals. 13 through 20, 6,000 crystals. Ranks 8 through 12, 7,000 additional crystals. Ranks 5 through 7, 8,000 additional crystals. Ranks 3 through 4, 9,000 additional crystals. Ranks 2, 10,000 additional crystals. And from ranks 1 through 4, you will also receive a big Aura heart, which is pretty good actually if you do stay up here consistently. Ranks 2, 10,000 crystals like I said, and at rank 1, 15,000 additional crystals. So if you do achieve rank 1 consistently, that's a free Well, not technically free because you do have to reset, I think, if you're rank 1. But I'm not sure. Maybe it is possible to achieve rank 1 as a free-to-play player. But you will receive 20,300 crystals for free each week if you maintain rank 1 across the board every week. And you will also receive an Aurora Hearts 5-star and a 1.5 million gold bonus. But if you guys are beginners in Double Rumble, honestly you would want to focus on just building the team, so which is the next point I would like to get in. Actually, before that, let's get into the league requirements. And each league does require a minimum of games and win percentage to maintain that ranking. So you can see here, Ruby and Rookie has no conditions, but Bronze does go from a 5 game at League 2 to you have to play 15 games each week at Bronze 5 and maintain 50% win rates across the board of each ranking in Bronze. And then at Silver, you have to go through at Silver 1, 20 games, Silver 5, 40 games, and so on. You can see here on the screen the win percentages and stuff for each rankings, and it does start to get harder. So basically, in Double Rumble rankings, they can see if your team is meant to stay in this rank or not. So you guys can pause if you would like and see the requirements to stay in each rank. And you see here at Platinum 5, you would need to play 100 matches each week and maintain an 84 win percentage, which honestly, if you do build a top tier team of Double Rumble, you won't have too much of a problem with it. I've been playing these matches on auto, so I have an 84 win percentage, and honestly I should be playing on manual if I would like the highest win percentage, but we'll get into that later. Next, I want to go over the top tier units for Double Rumble. So yeah, I will be switching to my desktop now, and we'll see here the top tier units of Double Rumble PvP. I'm using Rice Mine for the tier rankings, and I'll link this below if you guys would like to look at this as well in your free time. So if we start here on tier 10, there are a lot of familiar units you guys might have seen already, such as Sangha or Dana, and these are still PvP staple units that are pretty necessary in each Double Rumble team. So we'll go one by one here, and I'll explain a little about them. Sangha, basically, she's a support, and she does give your top 2 attackers some speed buffs and percentage based cooldowns and skill gauge charge. So you can read here, her slide skill deals 663 damage to target, skill gauge charge amount plus 40% to 2 turns, and a slide cooldown minus 2 seconds to 2 allies with the highest attack. Deals 1789 damage and a 80% chance to stun for 12 seconds to 3 enemies that are charging skill, and 400 drive gauge. And this is at her base. And we'll go over the second staple unit, which is Dana. Slide skill deals 578 damage to target and gives a 1400 HP barrier and plus 35% defense for 14 seconds to 5 allies with the lowest HP. So you can basically see here why these 2 units are pretty much staples in PvP. Now the other units, they are obviously top tier, that's why they're up here, but you can build teams around differently. You don't have to stick to the traditional top 100 teams. You can test other things and they may work. These are just the proven higher win percentage teams and just most success rate, basically. So we have Battery here, which is a debuffer. We have the red Fire Battery here, which is an attacker. Gunslinger Hilder, she's a light attacker. She is actually exclusive to the HOR. We have Isolate, who is a water debuffer. Neptune, a light support unit. Pure Bride Pomona, which is a light healer. We have Dana, obviously a light defender. Athena a light defender. And then tier 9, I won't be going into the tiers below. Honestly, tier 8 does have some pretty useful units such as Pan and Student Eve, maybe Siren and Babel as well. But the other ones for ranking up high, honestly, probably gets to the niche side of the rankings. But if you do have any of these units, you would like to implement them into your team if you are just starting out. So let's say you started with the Ifis Ragnarok, you should implement her into your team for now until you start getting into the higher ranks and see that she starts to get counted by, let's say, maybe Moa. So yeah, you can implement these units. Honestly, maybe even some tier 7 units such as Jupiter, who's honestly pretty strong, maybe at the lower ranks still. I'm not sure. You would just have to see which types of teams you do see pretty often, and then try and counterplay against those teams. But for now, we'll be going over the tier 9 and tier 10 childs. Next in tier 9, we have Moa, and then we have Midas, Dark Midas, which is a support, a healer, and then we have Moa, which is a debuffer. Sorry, I forgot to say. We have Nicole, which is a grass attacker, Pantheon, who is a dark support. We have Rita, who is a dark debuffer, Demeter, who is a fire debuffer, and Eve, who is a water attacker. So honestly, if you would like to build, let's say, the best team possible, you would want to try and focus your crystals and maybe summonings around these top tier units for PvP, and eventually you will gain those crystals back throughout ranking high and playing weekly. And remember, like I said, if you are just starting out in Devil Rumble, which these tips are basically for beginners, tier 8 and tier 7 and so on units still can be useful in the lower ranks. I would say up to maybe gold 3 or so, maybe silver 5, and gold 1. Getting into gold, you start to see the more higher ranking teams, maybe not at full uncaps, but you will start to see these teams forming, such as the team compositions you see in the top 100 rankings. You will probably see them in gold, but they probably won't be fully uncapped, and you can see some of these players start to take it a little more serious coming into those higher ranks. The next tip I have, which is tip 4, make sure to use up all of your Devil Rumble tickets and check back every 2.5 hours for a fresh 5 tickets. So basically, we see here the you get 5 tickets for free every 2.5 hours, I believe, and I would say try and use up all of your tickets at one go, and then come back in 2 hours or so and then use up those tickets again. And make sure you do that every 2.5 hours so you don't waste Devil Rumble tickets, and you will rank higher if you do obviously play more. So you would like to play as much as you can, maybe on your free time, or if you have a break during work or something, try and get a few matches in every day, maybe up to 10 minimum, I would say, or basically try and go by your tier requirements that you need to maintain each week. Next we have tip 5, use manual play in Devil Rumble, and honestly this does come into play, I would say, maybe in gold 4 and above, depending on your team's uncaps. If you see your team starts to lose in manual play, in full auto play, maybe try and switch to manual and use slide rotations that are different than the auto slides, or maybe the auto drives are different and they're affecting your win-loss ratio drastically. So depending on your team's uncaps, you will want to implement manual play as soon as possible if you start to see that you're losing consistently on full auto. Next, I would say tip 6, make sure to use the spa to increase the stats of your Devil Rumble units. As I told you guys before in my Infernal Realm spa guide, you want to make sure to put your Devil Rumble team in the spa every 6 hours. So you see here I have most of my units here. We have Neptune, Bathory, Dana, Sangha, and we also have Isolid, Demeter and Fire Battery here as well. And then I'm trying to build up Pomona. When I have her +6, I will try and implement her into my Devil Rumble team and see how she does. So make sure to put these units into your spa for the free stat increases every 6 hours, or the experience to level up and receive stat increases. I mean, these stats do matter a lot, and a lot of people in the Devil and everyone in the top 100 of the Devil Rumble rankings, excuse me, they obviously do use the spa. You see here we have 100,000 ranking power teams, and it's never been like this before the spa. So you see the spa does make a difference in the Devil Rumble. And in stats, you see here my team power is at 103,000, and it's pretty high thanks to the spa. So make sure you do place your units in the spa that you are trying to run in the Devil Rumble. Tip 7, save Devil Rumble coins for A rank gear only. And sometimes you will occasionally see some, very rarely, maybe a 5-star ticket. It has popped up for me before, and those are fairly cheap. Obviously buy the 5-star ticket or the Soul Card of 5-star ticket if you do see them. But genuinely, you will see the A rank gears. And I will go over the top tier equips in the next video for the Devil Rumble Childs and just the game in general. Also, make sure to equip your best Soul Cardas on your Devil Rumble units, and make sure the Soul Cardas are PvP focused, because a lot of Soul Cardas are focused around, let's say, Underground or maybe Ragnarok. A lot of Soul Cardas are event focused, but some are PvP focused, such as you can see here. I used the Anniversary Soul Card on my Dana, which increases max attack by 1111 in PvP. And you want to make sure you use these Soul Cardas to benefit your Childs and your Devil Rumble team, which I'll be going over Soul Cardas in a separate video as well. Tomorrow I'm meaning to go over the equips minus the Soul Cardas, because Soul Cardas, I do believe it deserves a separate video for themselves. Next we have tip 8. Look at the top 100 of Devil Rumble rankings to get an idea of the team you would like to go for. Also try to read up on the top tier unit skills so you understand the pros and cons of each unit. Going against a unit of lower, higher tier rankings may cause you to lose the battle if their skills counter one of your unit's top benefits. So we can say here in my team, Neptune, she's a tier 10 unit according to RiceMine, and she's really good, obviously. But tier 9 Rita, the debuffer, she inflicts death heal. So if you know anything about Rita, the death heal does affect Neptune and pretty much burns my team out. So if I face this team, most likely I will lose. If I'm playing on full auto, I would definitely lose this battle. If I'm playing on manual, there's a chance I win, but it has to come down to drive skills, etc. So make sure you guys read up on the skills and drives of the opposing teams you're going against, so you understand what your team shines against and what it suffers against. Next we have tier 9. Try to set up multiple Devil Rumble teams as you progress in the game, so you have multiple options when going against a team that puts your initial Devil Rumble team at a disadvantage. So as I said before, I suffer against Rita, but if I set up a second Devil Rumble team with, let's say, I take Amo and Demeter and I place in my, let's say, my Red Battery, and I place in my Isolate as well, I will probably win against this Rita now, because I don't have the Neptune, which suffers against Rita. So you guys want to make sure that you do try and build multiple Devil Rumble teams as you do progress in Destiny Child, and make sure that you do place those units in the spa as well, as I said before. So if you can get multiple teams early on, then be my guest, try and do that. Just make sure that you are reading up on the skills, like I've said before, because it's pretty important to know which childs your team suffers against. Tip 10, basically just have fun with the Double Rumble. You will eventually reach Platinum 5, even as a free-to-play player. And it's totally possible to reach the top 100 as well if you put in the time to understand each team you face off against while making sure to try and use your tickets daily. So the Double Rumble top 100 is totally possible. I see people in the Discord always making the top 100, and they're free to play players. They don't spend a dime on the game, and they're always making it into the top 100. And you may question, how do they do this? Like I've said, they use their tickets every 2 hours or so, and they keep playing. They keep making their units better. They keep buying the A gear that's top tier. They summon for the soul cards that are PvP based. Things like that will and increase your team power, obviously, and make your team stronger and basically unbeatable sometimes. I know a lot of these teams, like I've said, I've been in the top 100 before. They're pretty tough to face off against because these players do put the work in and they dedicate their time into this. So, and they deserve these rankings because they do try their best to make their team the strongest as they can. So if you would like to reach the top 100, it's totally possible. You just have to put in the time and work, and you can potentially reach there. But if you don't reach the top 100, you always have this Platinum 5 tier, which is awesome to reach every week because it's a free 5,300 crystals. And if you add this up monthly, it's about 20,000 crystals for free. 20,000 plus for free, I mean. And you also have the Rumble coins that you can buy gear in the shop from, which I'll obviously go over in another video, like I've said before. So yeah guys, I just wanted to make basically this video for beginners. Maybe intermediate players could use these tips as well. I just hope it helped the beginners out. And if you need me to go in depth into anything, or you have questions about your unit specifically, I will put my Discord below so you guys could message me, or maybe add me as a friend on Discord, or maybe follow me on Twitter so you guys can message me about it. Or if you don't have the apps, comment below and I will definitely get back to you if you have a question about your units or something, you know. So obviously I'll link the Rice Mine tier list as well below, and just let me know the ideas of your team comps, and I'll let you know personally what I think of them and if they're honestly useful in the Double Rumble, or which tier you're in, honestly. So yeah guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Sorry for making it a long one if you've been waiting for this video. I just wanted to go more in depth on this topic because Double Rumble is pretty hard to talk about, and it can be a little confusing. So yeah, like I've said, if you have any questions, make sure to comment down below. And yeah guys, I'll see you in the next video, which I'll be talking about equips. And if you have any issues with the realm spa and such, remember I made a guide on this and it's on my channel. So if you would like to see my tips on this before getting into the Double Rumble, if you haven't seen them already. But yeah guys, I'll wrap this up already because it's a 20-minute video or so. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video, which I'll be going over equips. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.